We're getting crushed out here. And I know a lot of people like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm telling you, dude, the reason, what's that guy's name? Zondami won is because there hasn't been enough populism on the right. My wife just told me last night. So we have 4 kids, all right, 4 kids. And basically we had one income for the bulk of our raising children. So my wife was just telling me my 4th kid is getting ready to will graduate this year, God willing. This cap and gown, $270. That's cap and gown, including the venue fee. All right, $270. I just looked through my freaking yearbook. I said, "Wow, I had no clue if it was going to be in there," and sure enough, it was. $18. All right, so I graduated in 1988. $18. I paid. My dad didn't pay for it. I paid for that. I think they said in here prom was like $200 or something like that. I paid for all that myself because I was working. Dude, $270 for the cap and gown and the venue. That doesn't include prom. That doesn't include homecoming. That doesn't include, they have other stuff. I didn't get like a class ring. I didn't get a stupid class ring. They had senior pictures. I didn't get, because I had to pay for all this stuff myself. All right. So I didn't get any of that crap. But I did get a cap and gown, $18. Well, I could afford that. And I did go to prom because I could afford that because I worked. But I mean, you're talking that's just cap and gown and the venue for the graduation. We actually had our graduation at the Warner Theater, I think, in D.C. Man, was it Warner? No, maybe it wasn't that. It was down in D.C. someplace. I don't remember paying anything for that either. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how we did that. Maybe the school, the PTA or something. I don't know. But I'm just sitting there thinking, we've had 4 kids go through this high school. And we are upper affluent. All right. So we are in, and income wise, I mean, I definitely in the top, probably 5% for sure. And I'm just sitting there thinking how much my son does tennis. Every year they got to get new freaking gear. My other son did cross country. My daughters did lacrosse. This stuff is crazy expensive. I make lunches for my boys for all my kids, I made lunches all the time. So made lunches. We don't eat breakfast there. We eat breakfast here. I make them lunches. Dude, there is a disconnect here amongst the upper elite, Republicans and Democrats, and other people who are saying, I can't, this isn't sustainable, especially if you want people to have children. Dude, it costs $750 for him to do his tennis, the homecoming, the prom, all that stuff. No, the stupid, I don't even know how much the yearbook cost. Stupid cap and gown. This is just for high school, man. It's cost a lot of money to raise kids. And if you want to have more people raising kids, something's going to have to be done. Now, what that is, I don't have a good solution. I hate the idea of free healthcare because that just makes women go in the workforce and allow the education system to indoctrinate your children. We don't want that. We're not a communist system where the women should be removed from their kids and let the freaking government workers educate your kids. We don't want that. I don't have a good solution because we want women to stay home or men to stay home. I mean, I'm home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm working out here. I got my little squat rack up there. What am I doing? Probably 225 is really the most I want to do in squats anymore. And that's 185. That's pretty good for a 55-year-old guy. But 225, with 5 sets of 6, 225, that makes me feel good. But I work from home, thank the good Lord, because I have clients. But the vast majority of people can't. We don't want free childcare. We want where women can stay home to raise their babies. And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how. Well, I know one way is you got to close the freaking borders. Get everyone the hell out of here who's not supposed to be here, first and foremost. That will reduce housing costs unequivocally. Will that help, though, from an income perspective for people who want to, in terms of to allow the husband to work or the wife stay home? I don't know. And in fact, there's study, like Andrew Biggs and I talked about this, on the live stream we did, I think last week, or not live stream, video we did a couple weeks ago. There's all kinds of programs to incentivize women to have more babies, and none of them are working. I just don't know. I don't know the solution, but I do know what's not the solution is charging $270 for a freaking cap and gown, $750 to play tennis. This is a public school. We don't go to a freaking private school. Let's say you're living in freaking New Orleans. You're not gonna send your kids to public school there. If you're living in Philadelphia, you're not sending your kids to public school. And I mean, COVID, monkeypox. I don't know, but we got to get the cost of living down. We have too much demand, that's the immigration, and too little supply. That's for food, that's for shelter, 100%. So that's a point. We got to get that reduced, but we also got to get it so there's some kind of renaissance, a jubilee of some sort to get women to be more encouraged to stay at home, to raise their babies so that the public schools and the public education insanity doesn't get them. And I just don't know how you do that without some kind of big change. But populism is coming. Is coming from the left if the right doesn't do it. And the right, unfortunately, I don't think they listen, man. I think they're too, like, bootstraps, dude. I freaking love bootstraps. We're so beyond bootstraps, though. Right now, we got to get people to freaking say, we need you to get married and have a kid. I don't know. Anyway, it's insane, dude. It's insane out there. And people are getting crushed. And when they get crushed, that's not good for families. It's just not. And that's why I started my whole YouTube channel called Heritage Wealth Planning, building multi-generational wealth. Because at the end of the day, financial issues, at least it has, I don't know about now with the advent of porn everywhere, in terms of on your stupid phone and whatnot. But, Jesus talks about money more than anything else. So I assume it's still the number one issue. Financial issues are what causes divorce. And divorce is a detriment to a functioning society, especially when there's children that get removed from their parents, like what happened to me, because it does make a child get angry. And, rightly or wrongly, a child says, hey, I'm pissed at the world for some reason. It doesn't know why. And then he can act in very bad ways. In fact, I was just talking to a guy yesterday. Sad, man. When just being drunk and stupid. And next thing you know, bad things happen. And I was like, man, only but for the grace of God, there go I. Because I remember being drunk and stupid. And bad things happening, and close things of real bad things happening that could have been real bad. Like, I'd never be here, I'll tell you that right now. And just being a drunken idiot. And when you're from a broken home, you're more likely to be a drunken idiot than when you're from a home where one of your parents stays home to raise you. That does not mean that, that doesn't mean that just because both your parents were there and one stayed home to raise that you're not going to have a kid that acts. Don't put words in my mouth. People are people. They got the stamp of God and they're going to act as they do. But at the end of the day, the facts are families who raise their children with both parents in the family unit are going to have less issues with drunken idiots as teenagers. That's just a fact. Now, will that carry through when the kids get older? I don't know the answer to that. But as teenagers, if you come home and your dad's at home and your mom's at home, you're not going to bring in your girlfriend in there, getting drunk and knocking her up. You see what I'm saying? You're just not gonna, because the parents are there. That's just, or one of your parents are there. It's just a fact. And anyway, all right. Something's got to be done. I don't have the answer. I just know what it is right now. It ain't working. And that's just fact. All right, God bless. We'll see you.